Yo, what's going on? Professor Pop. Right now we at 59th and 6th Avenue. About to put on the show, waiting for the rest of my crew. Here chilling with my man Kevy Kev, Flipmaster #1, Soul Brother. We doing this live interview, coming live to you. So this is how we gonna do it, right? I started off about 10 years old, breakdancing on the streets. Me and my man, Toby Dickums, you know, my right-hand partner. We was out here dancing on the streets, 66th Street and Broadway. Started off with just about 4 of us, you know. Me, him, and his brother, and another brother named Bernie. Came so hard to be doing this, but, you know, we made money. Started off with a little shoebox, you know. Wasn't making that much money, like about $40 a show. Couple of years later, say like about 2 years later, ran into a big guy named Zone.
I'm Zone TDK, aka Mark Pickett, Zoney Zone, or just TDK. I started b-boying in 1973 at the age of 9, and I didn't get really serious about it until I was about 14 years old, you know, in 1980, 81, 1982. You know, I had my first trip to Japan when I was 14. We went to Alaska when they laid the pipeline, and the pipeline was finished. The pipeline workers, they wanted prostitutes and breakdancers to come up, so it was 2 busloads. Busload of teenage breakdancers and a busload of hookers. And we went to Anchorage, Alaska. We stayed there 2 weeks. I came back home with $1,700, and I was like 16 years old. So at that point, I said I want to do this. 1985, 86, and started performing in Manhattan, you know, because of the slew of movies that came out. And in the movies, you see breakdancers dancing on the street with a hat out. Nobody really did that, but they did it for the movie Flashdance. So at that time, we all started coming downtown. Now you had guys in Harlem like John Rich, New York City Flow Committee, Rock Boys. You know, they did battles and stuff like that, but they also performed on the street. When I moved to Harlem, my Harlem friend said, "Hey, well, you're so good at this, why don't you come downtown and get some money?" Well, I didn't want to. I always thought I was too good to dance on the streets for money. Well, one day I went to Wall Street and danced lunchtime in between the World Trade Centers, and I made maybe $200-300 that day from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and I was hooked from then. Since the World Trade Centers came down, street performing has not been the same, you know. The police activity, police always want to go upside your head for any little reason. I think they feel like something really bad happened on their watch, and they gotta somehow make up for not being there for the people on 9/11. So now they got a little bit overkill with them, you know. They don't let nothing slide. It's like a police state now. It was much better in the 80s, you know.
What's going on, kid? It's Paranoia from the Street Masters crew, Domestic Apes, representing Queens, New York City. And just want to drop some knowledge of how I started hitting, which is street performing, because I've been dancing since I've been like 9 years old. I started my own crew in '96. Back in the days, there was nowhere else to dance but in the streets. It was popular in the 70s and the 80s, and then once the media was done with that, they got rid of it. So I picked it up in the 90s, and I wanted to learn how to break, and I wanted to just keep dancing. I loved it, and there was nowhere else to do it. You had to go to the streets. If it wasn't for the street performers like the Breeze Team, the Transformers, and the Float Committee, breaking would have not kept going. It would just stop dramatically. Even though they were doing it for money, but at least they were still doing a dance that the media had found to be dead. Where I come in is I use that as a point to keep dancing and fuel whatever it is I needed to do. And because of that, I learned how to break extremely well. I traveled around, and in my time, I was a prize dancer. I went all over the world. My crew still exists now with younger people representing us, and I'm still out here right now dancing and doing what I wanted to do my whole life, just break. There's pros and cons to this, like, it's not for certain. Some days you get it, some days you don't. Some days you get arrested, some days you walk away free, that's what it is. But I wouldn't trade it any other way, That's basically it. Paranoia Street Masters.
Keep in mind, we do parties, weddings, and divorces. All us.
That's all, folks.